Rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Counselor Daigle.
Well, I'm right here.
Counselor Sarnowski.
Here.
Counselor Smalley. Counselor Hamilton.
Here.
Council President Whitaker.
Here.
Mayor Sumner.
Here.
Counselor Woods.
Here. Introduction of media. Any media present? Anyone wishing to speak before City Council tonight on any subject matter will need to fill out a speaker form and turn it into the recorder. Forms are available on the sign-up table in the back of the room. Please turn cell phones off or silence them during the meeting. Announcement for Zoom attendees. If you're joining tonight's meeting via Zoom, you will automatically be muted upon entry, and you'll need to identify yourself if your full name is not already attached to the device being used. You will be unable to unmute yourself. Public comments will only be taken if prior notification was given to the city recorder. Public comment. The purpose of this public comment period is to allow citizens to present information or raise issues regarding agenda items only. There will be time at the end of the meeting for citizens to speak about off-agenda items. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. All citizens must come up to the microphone. The council appreciates the time taken by the public to provide comments and desires to hear your thoughts and concerns. However, to be able to run our meetings efficiently and to protect the rights of all involved, the city needs to utilize this time as a period of receiving rather than providing information. Thank you for your understanding. Do we have any public comments this evening? Yes?
I didn't fill out my form yet.
Oh, okay.
Want me to continue?
Is it on agenda?
Is it on it an on agenda item?
No.
Okay, then go ahead and fill it out and we'll catch you at the end of the meeting, okay? For some reason, the Zoom link on the agenda is not working.
Yeah.
Can they copy and paste it?
I had to copy and paste it. The link itself wasn't working.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, on to oath of office. The recorder.
Go.
You're up. You're up. I gotta go over here recording that.
Yeah, you want to take it?
Can we get a drum roll? Yep.
All right.
So if you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kurt Sorensen.
I, Kurt Sorensen,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of
States,
the United States,
the state of Oregon,
the state of Oregon,
and the charter
and the charter
of the city of
of
Sutherland,
the city of Sutherland,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my
to the best
ability,
of my ability,
faithfully perform the
faithfully
duties
perform the duty
of Sutherland
of
City
Sutherland City Manager
during my continuance therein.
during my continuance therein,
So help me God.
so help me God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On to the public hearing. Method of procurement for CMGM services, staff report.
Mayor, Council, Christy Gilbert, Community Development. As you all probably are aware, we were awarded phase 2 of the seismic grant for the police department. And so with that, we're going through the same process that we did last time, which is the CMGC, the Construction Management and General Contractor Services. It's a separate contract as opposed to our typical design bid build. And so through that, we are required to have that public hearing. So we'll open the public hearing, take any testimony. And then those findings that are attached that were drafted in order to solidify that. So through the later process of the agenda, we will approve that if that's the route council wants to take.
Okay, at this time, I would like to open the public hearing. Do I have any public comments? At this time, I will close the public hearing. And then on to the supplemental budget adjustment. Staff report, finance director.
Mayor, council, Tammy Trowbridge, Finance Director. This is a public hearing for resolution 2022-6.02 for interested parties to speak regarding the proposed changes to the fiscal year 25-26 budget. And after the hearing, council is being asked to consider approving this resolution to adopt the supplemental budget adjustment for the fiscal year. This fund adjustment was unforeseen at the time that 25-26 budget was prepared. The Nonpareil water treatment plant, which is the project that S19026 Business Oregon loan was for, ended up coming in higher, and that was all approved by council and all those things before we even moved forward. That was well into the COVID years when inflation was so high. So the original amount had changed, but when we got to the finalization of the loan on this end, Business Oregon had neglected to change the principal payments on the amortization schedule. So I had done the budget based on their original amortization schedule. And looking at the one during the audit time, I realized that it didn't pay off the loan at that rate. So I talked to them, they generated a new one, but this budget adjustment will accomplish us being able to make those payments. It was brought to my attention that these resolutions are put together kind of strange. If you're not looking at the original budget page, that bottom number, the total fund requirements, makes absolutely no sense. Basically, what this is saying is that there was no change to the total fund requirements because this additional principal payment is coming out of contingency, which is also on that budget page. So yeah, that 1.15 million looks a little strange there, but that is just what the total fund requirement is in the original budget.
Okay, at this time, I would like to open up the public hearing. Do I have any public comments? And at this time, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And move to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for December 8th, 2025 City Council minutes?
Make a motion that we approve the December 8th, 2025 city council minutes.
Second.
I have a motion from Council President Whitaker and a second by Councilor Hamilton.
I have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda. Any discussion? Ready to vote.
Councilor Daigle,
Aye.
Councilor Sarnoski,
Aye.
Councilor Smalley,
Aye.
Councilor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Mayor Sumner,
Aye.
Councilor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under council business, next up, Nonpareil fish ladder repair, staff report.
Thanks, Madam Mayor, Council. As I don't know if you guys have read the staff report kind of long, but last March we had that extreme flood event here, and part of the damage we sustained was to our intake structure at Nonpareil, specifically our diversion dam. Part of the cap of it broke off due to a debris flow. we started looking into getting that fixed this summer. And talking to the appropriate agencies and kind of thought we had a fix worked out to do that work. And it turns out that if over 30% of that dike or that structure needs to be replaced, it triggers a fish passage rule by Fish and Game, to where we have to bring the fish ladder up to current standards. The one that's there is quite old, and it's a whole different style, but it's also in disrepair, and so we set about trying to, we thought, well, do we really have to repair the dike? We were able to function this summer without doing the repair, but I really think it's important to get those levels back to where they were, so that the water is high enough to provide the fish ladder with enough water and our intake with enough water. I worked up kind of a alternative fix where the cap was narrower, skinnier at the top, and that got us under the 30%, but it's possibly a little weaker. And during this process, FEMA made me aware that they will help, because it was a FEMA event, they will help pay for the new fish ladder, up to 75% of that. So I think that's the direction that we should go. The process moving forward is to go out for a RFP with a firm to try to find someone to design this thing for us and estimate the cost and all those sorts of things. Now, before we do that, I mean, we'll go out for that if you all give me a head nod, give me a positive vote tonight. But before we actually hire somebody, we would bring that back to you once again for the official hiring of whoever wins that RFP. So that's where we're at. I don't know if you read it, estimated repairs of the dike and the fish ladder are going to be around 2 million probably. Until we get that RFP, we don't really know that for sure. But FEMA agreeing to pay 75% is a pretty good chunk of that. And the downside of not doing anything currently, we're trying to go with that skinnier dike repair, is that if we have another event that doesn't quite trigger the FEMA emergency response, we may be on the hook for this whole fix without any help. And that's what kind of turned us around, or me around, about thinking it's important to try to strike while the iron's hot and get this thing fixed and get the new fish ladder put in. Now, Fish and Game, Fish and Wildlife was kind enough to send two of their people actually, Greg Apke and Evan Leonardi, are here to talk about this from their perspective. And so I thought they would come up to the podium at this time and maybe answer any questions you guys have, or he'll give a brief narrative and then maybe talk about or answer questions that you may have.
Good evening, folks. Hear me okay? Hi, Greg Apke. Thanks, Aaron, for coordinating with us and me in particular. I manage our ODFW, Oregon Fish and Wildlife, fish passes and fish screening program out of our headquarters office in Salem. Fish passes is what I do, have done for about 30 years. So one, I want to thank the mayor and council for hearing us out, in particular Aaron, for after the event, I think back in the spring, March of this past year, Aaron reached out to my agency. We engaged, we met on site with Aaron, Mr. Swan, one of our engineers out of our Salem shop, and Evan Leonetti. Evan is our district fisheries biologist just south here in Roseburg. So he knows all the biology, all the ecology, all the fisheries stuff that's important. But as Aaron said, this is an opportunity for the city to rally around this issue. So my core job and my agency's job, one of our few true administrative authorities, is administering our state of Oregon's fish passes law. And embedded in that law is a process that advises owners and operators of dams, fish passage obstructions, culverts, etc., when the law requires that fish passes be addressed. And as Mr. Swan said, when you have either new construction, you're building new dams, you're replacing culverts. In this case, you have a failed dam or a compromised dam where you have to do major maintenance. There are certain what we call trigger events in our state law and in our rule framework that tells owners and operators when they have to address fish passes. And what that means is, as per Oregon state law, the owner operator of the obstruction, the dam in this case, the city of Sutherland, is responsible to bring that facility up to current standards. Aaron mentioned the fish ladder that's there. I don't know who all has seen that fish ladder. It's been around for a long time, 40, 50, 60 years. I'm not exactly sure the history there, but it's clearly a city-owned, managed, and operated fish ladder in conjunction with your municipal water supply system. That was built a long time ago, well before any of our current state and federal fish passes standards were put in the law. So here we are. You've had an event. There is an issue. And as we understand, as Mr. Swan explained, taking on maintenance to repair your dam does in fact require that fish passes also be addressed in conjunction with doing your fix with your dam. So what's all this mean? It means now's the time that you have to bring your fish ladder up to current standards. And there's some nuanced details. We can get more into the weeds on that if we'd like. I can answer really any questions you all have at this meeting or future meetings. Mr. Swan mentioned this is an opportunity. Fish ladders, I'll be real candid, aren't cheap. It's expensive. And the old days of just building something out of plywood and hoping fish will get over a dam, those days really come and gone. Our state's fish passes policy was put in the law by our legislative assembly back in 2001 and has been modified a few times since then. But it's our fish passes rules, of which I have a copy of, and I provided these to Aaron, as well as our state law that kind of identifies these legal requirements for the city. We understand it's a financial burden, absolutely. But now is the time, in concert with your repair, that you're going to need to provide Oregon Fish and Wildlife a plan with how you're going to address passage. The beauty in that is that we have a lot of leverage. We design fish ladders, Oregon Fish and Wildlife does. We often will install fish ladders. So we have all the expertise in-house to help you all partner on a design. Unfortunately, we don't have the capacity, the financial whereabouts to take that over for you. We can provide you any technical assistance and will. And that's where we thought this is a real opportunity when we first met with Aaron in the field at the dam to talk about just that, your responsibilities, your liabilities, and the financial opportunities to partner on funds, both state and federal. The beauty here, I think I said that a couple of times now, is you have FEMA, Federal Emergency. Thank you, Federal Emergency Management Association. I should know that. I apologize. That's the 3-hour drive to get here after about a 12-hour day today. So, and I've communicated with FEMA on this and other projects from this declared storm event back in the spring of 2025, where they do have, and I'm not a FEMA expert or a representative, so I don't want to misrepresent them. But they will help provide up to 75% of the cost to replace and repair your dam, as well as meet current state and federal standards in conjunction with replacing and repairing your dam, in this case, fish passage. So here is the beauty. You have funding opportunity through FEMA to cover the majority of your expense for this fish ladder. In addition to FEMA, there are other funds you can pursue, funding options, whether it's technical assistance grants through Oregon Watershed Enhancement Board, whether it's construction funds through Oregon Watershed Enhancement Board. Business Oregon has been partnering the last few years in fish passes across the state. So they may have some funds. My agency has some funds that may be available on a cost share granting application. Local watershed councils, the tribes have resources, the federal government. So there's no, in my mind, no limit to how you want to go after resources. I think the very first step is recognizing the issue, which Aaron has done, identifying the state's fish passage requirements, which I can answer any questions on, and then working collaboratively on a design iteratively with your design team with the city, and getting the fish ladder that exists there at Nonpareil Dam or the Nonpareil Fishway up to federal and state standards. When I first met with Aaron, we talked about, why is this important? We talked a lot about the biology, why the habitat above that dam, and I think there's in excess of 70 miles of accessible habitat for a lot of different species that are really important for our state and for the federal government. But the liabilities associated with that are, obviously you have to own, fund, maintain, operate a fish ladder. And that isn't cheap. You are at a point now where you do need to do some repair to the dam, a trigger to the fishway. This gets really expensive. But the opportunities are partnerships and partnering with the state, federal government, potentially, because you do have federally listed species in the Calapooya system, coastal coho. Thank you, Evan. And a whole host of other native migratory fish, including steelhead, red-necked cutthroat, lamprey, and other fish. So it's an important site. This location is on the state of Oregon's high priority fish passes barrier list. It's one of the highest priorities in the region. There's about 40,000 fish passes barriers in the state of Oregon. Of those 40,000, there is about 560 high priorities. And this dam is in that high priority barrier list. And it's in a high priority barrier because of the species that are there, the habitat quality above the dam, and just how important it is to have fish get over that dam and access that habitat. So we're here to answer any questions. Apologize for the long-winded introduction. We can answer any questions if you have some. If you have questions specifically about the biology, the ecology, I can have Evan come up. But we're here to help you all partner towards a solution. So, thank you.
I wondered, and this is probably more for Aaron, was any of that looked at when we were doing the upgrades out there in the last few years? Did that have anything to do with the rest of them?
The ladder itself or the part that broke?
Well, the dam.
The dam, we did not look at upgrading the dam. We thought it was
it
pretty
was
stable.
probably just the flooding that really.
The flood brought down a big bunch of logs and
Okay.
stuff, yeah.
Who discovered this and how did you discover this
The
deficiency?
operators out there saw it the next day.
Oh, really?
We didn't witness it happen. It was at night.
But so is that something that's checked periodically to make sure that it's running
They're
correctly?
out there every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you for all those other avenues that we can try to get more money from.
Yes, ma'am.
Aaron, this question for you. In regards to FEMA, that you said up to 75%, did they put a cap on the dollar amount of the 75%, or did they just say 75% of
75%.
the ceiling?
75% of the total. They will help. That's for design
For design?
as well as construction.
Okay, that's awesome.
How long is that good for?
There's it's like a couple of years, 18 months from when we start, but you can do extensions. They're not giving me a real frantic hurry up, we're running out of time kind of a vibe. They're pretty easy to work with on that. So.
The whole process will take time.
Oh, it's gonna take, yeah.
So if we're going out for an RFP, but you guys said you would actually do
Design.
the design. Do we-
Well, let me correct that for the record. What I said is my agency has design capacity. I have two professional licensed engineers that work for me. They're fish passage engineers. What we don't have is the capacity financially and all the other workload we have in the state to go it alone to provide a design for you then to go fund and implement. But what we do is we work with you along the way iteratively. We provide technical assistance and oversight. We make sure that your design team, whoever that is, whether it's in-house or through a third party, understands the state and federal design criteria for fishways and fish ladders. So we really are there with you as a partner from inception to grave. And my knowledge and experience with fish ladders, it takes time. You have to have a good team, have to design the fishway, the fish ladder. You then have to enter that construction phase, and that can take a year or two, depends on the complexities of the site. I think what's unique about this site is you own the real estate, as I understand it, where the existing fishway sits. And if you've never seen it, you can go look at it. But as I want to be polite here, it functions very minimally. It's an old arcane structure that's been not maintained effectively for decades. And while some fish do get over that at some flows, it absolutely does not perform whatsoever. So one of the things that I forgot to mention a little bit, and I think Aaron mentioned about risks. Again, this is an opportunity for the city to partner with FEMA to go chase other resources to get this implemented in a timely fashion. If you choose not to, and you then are under a requirement, like a Band-Aid or another state requirement, sometimes funding through some of these other entities like OWEB, I won't speak to FEMA, but in particular OWEB, those monies can't be used where you have a permit requirement. So OWEB has some limitations to the money. And OWEB is the Oregon Watershed Enhancement Board. They're a granting entity that uses lottery dollars and grant across many different programs. Fish habitat, fish restoration being one of their big programs. They provide grants to the public, to the citizens of the state too. And they are a great partner as well. So I think that's important to know that chase the funding while the partners are at the table if you can. There's also other liabilities. If you don't address it now, the next time there will absolutely be one of these triggers. Right now, as Aaron suggested, we understand the problem. There is a fix that could be done that would fall right below this 30% structure volume trigger threshold for the state's fish passage law. The challenge with these rules are they are cumulative over time. So if you do a repair tomorrow on a dam, and let's say hypothetically it's 25% of that construction triggers, the next time you go to repair your dam is likely going to exceed and tip over that 30% threshold. So there you are again with another requirement to fix the fishway. There is, and trust me on this, a ton of litigation going on in the state. We're in a litigious time frame. There are third parties out there looking to sue entities that own fish passage barriers, and that's a real thing. I can point to a few very close to here. So you as the owner operator of a fishway, I think are somewhat vulnerable from a third party lawsuit perspective in terms of an Endangered Species Act take, fish passage take, et cetera, et cetera. So now's the time. I'm just trying to educate you all and frame up for you all some of the things you might want to consider as you consider this request for proposal opportunity. So I don't know, that was a long answer to a question that I don't even know that I answered, but
Just wondering, does Water Control District have any stakes in the thing? None at all.
Not out there. Yeah.
Okay.
is that Oregon Water Resource Department?
No, just irrigation district, flood control district. We have.
If I may, ma'am, and I think Aaron knows this, the Oregon Water Resources Department, who administers state agency in Oregon that administers water law, they also administer dam safety. I have no idea, I've not checked in with Water Resources about the condition of the dam that you all own, but there could be a dam safety issue as well. I don't know what the status of that is, but it's another thing to consider. If you have a dam that's been compromised, it might be something you want to give some thought to in terms of getting that dam fixed so you aren't on the dam safety high hazard list. It has another suite of vulnerabilities and issues.
I checked with Water Resources right after it happened, and they were not particularly concerned, or there weren't any permits. We could.
I just thought maybe that might be another avenue for them to get money to help us.
Right. But yeah, Water Control District is this way of that part of it. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hopefully that helps inform you. Next
Do I have a
item.
motion?
Thank you, Larry. You guys.
Two, one, is-
For the fish line.
It's just to submit a proposal, isn't it?
To approve the city of Sutherland to submit a request for proposal for the Nonpareil fish ladder repair.
I'll make it.
Nonpareil fish ladder repairs as presented. Right.
All right, I'll make a motion. We submit a request for proposal for the Nonpareil fish ladder repairs as presented.
Second,
I have a first from Sarnowski and a second by Hamilton.
Any discussion?
So you're talking about repairing it, not replacing it.
The dam itself, yeah, that's a repair. The fish ladder will be a complete replacement.
That's it.
That's, well, it's kind of all going together with the RFP. Yeah.
Any other discussion? Let's vote.
I do have more, but before we vote.
Hold off the vote.
Sorry. So that'll all be put under one umbrella in terms of the proposal so that it would be covered under the whole.
FEMA thing.
Correct.
Yes.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Sarnowski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
aye.
Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
To budget committee application. Staff report.
Mayor and councilors, Scott Perkins has applied for the budget committee in an effort to be more involved in the city. He lives within the city limits and has a history of managing budgets. Currently, the committee has multiple open positions with terms ending 12/31/2028. Your options are to appoint or not appoint Scott Perkins to the budget committee with a term ending 12/31/2028. The suggested motion is to appoint Scott Perkins to the budget committee with a term ending 12/31/2028. And I do believe that.
I
he
believe
is-
Scott is here. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself and say anything?
Sure. I'm Scott Perkins. I'm at 156 Allison Avenue. I'm the principal for Sutherland Middle School, and I moved to Sutherland in June for that position. And since I've been here, it's just been such an amazing community that I want to be more and more involved in. As Bo mentioned, I've had experience managing budgets, both a small and a large scale. I sat on the Oregon Education Association Board of Directors, helping manage a $20 million budget. I wasn't directly on that budget committee, but we had to make decisions with those things in mind. I've been a treasurer for a number of different nonprofits, managing daily reports, things like that. And I want to just get more involved. I want to learn what a city budget is like. I want to kind of just be part of the table. And as someone who's new to the area, I think it might help. I don't have any kind of axe to grind or anything like that. I have no agenda. I just want to help and learn.
Thank you. Have a motion.
Can I ask a question first?
Oh, sure.
Not from you, you're fine. So there's not a year residency requirement on this one?
I guess I don't know the answer to that.
I think that's just council, but that's off of memory. 'Cause we've had people apply for planning commission and they weren't they were able to, but not city council.
For less than a year, they've been on it.
Been a resident for less than a year.
Maybe it's since that's.
I could be wrong.
Well, I think since we've allowed it for other things and done it, then we should go. Should be fair.
What?
Are you able to verify with the charter?
Yeah, I'll turn that on.
We're gonna approve it conditionally.
I don't understand what volunteer.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's hard to get.
Yeah,
people
for
to
sure.
involve.
Yes.
I just remember all of them.
Everyone else has been in the city for a year before doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you have to go on. Sorry.
You can read it in Chad's eyeglasses up there.
Even hear you.
He could probably answer that question.
Yeah, because
He went from like.
I don't think you my example of remembering. Yeah. Am I remembering that right? But we had your.
Same thing.
Here.
Jim, can we start the Jeopardy music?
Yeah, they start.
Make sure the microphone.
That was in 20.
When did you start looking?
Chad just put up a note asking that we make sure that our microphones are on. He said it's really hard to hear things all of a sudden, so, yeah. On,
you might want to turn yours just slightly up. Right here.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dad, you know if the residency has to be a year or less
It's being researched right now.
Yeah, we're researching it.
for the budget committee.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So so the applicant for the budget committee has not been here quite a year. Is he still eligible to be on the budget committee?
I'll look real quick. I'm not aware that there's a residency requirement for the budget committee, but let me look real quick.
Thanks.
Larry, when you talk, is your microphone on?
No,
Well, no, it's not. It's almost impossible to hear you. So just make
it's on now.
How long until your year is up?
June.
June.
June?
But I,
But the budget committee starts in May, right?
right,
Yeah.
yeah, that's their big meeting.
Yes. Can we move on to C and then go back to B?
Bo, can you move on to?
Yep.
Okay, so let's, we're gonna hold for that for just a minute and move on to Parks Committee application. Staff report, and Chad will look up that.
She's looking up on my phone too. Mayor and councilors, Terry, Craig, and Tabitha have submitted applications to reapply for the open positions on the Parks Committee. They were all previously on the Parks Committee, however, their terms ended on 12/31/2025. There are 3 open positions on the Parks Committee with terms ending 12/31/2028. At this time, no other applicants were submitted. Your options are to appoint or not appoint Terry Brock, Craig Kugler, and Tabitha Lehman to the Parks Committee with a term ending 12/31/2028. The suggested motion is to appoint all 3 to the Parks Committee with a term ending December 31st, 2028.
Are any of them here? No, okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Terry Brock, Tabitha Lehman, and Craig Kugler to the Parks Committee. With terms ending 12/31/27.
I'll second it.
I'll second it, but
It's
it's
28.
ending 28.
28.
Well, it says 27 on my paper.
It says 28.
Correction 28. Any discussion? Let's vote.
Councilor Daigle,
Aye.
Councilor Sarnoski,
Aye.
Councilor Smalley,
Aye.
Councilor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Mayor Sumner,
Aye.
Councilor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Any updates?
I didn't see anything. I don't know if Chad did.
Mayor and council, I can't find anything in state or local law that requires a residency requirement previous to being appointed. You have to be a resident during your term, but there's no length of time that you have to be a resident before you're appointed.
Okay. So let's move back to the budget committee application. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Mr. Perkins to the budget committee.
And I'll second.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Did you get the motion and second?
I did.
Let's vote.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now we have you. On to findings of fact approval method of procurement for CMGM services. Community Development Director, is there anything additional you would like to add from the hearing?
Nope.
Nope,
Not unless you have questions.
nope. I don't, anyone else have questions? Okay. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the findings of fact method of procurement of CMGC services as presented.
Second.
A motion by Whitaker and a second by Hamilton.
A motion and a second, any discussion? Ready to vote?
Counselor Daigle. Aye. Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton. Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under resolution 2026.01, bank account signer changes, staff report.
Good evening, Tammy Trowbridge again, Finance Director. You have resolution 2026.01 to authorize myself to update the authorized bank signers to include the incoming city manager. Actually, he has now been sworn in city manager. Yep, he's getting his signature ready right now to consider authorizing me to carry out the necessary paperwork to add him, Kurt Sorensen, for all banking authorizations as is normally required and necessary for the city manager. We maintain operating and money market accounts at Columbia Bank and the Oregon Local Government Investment Pool. And with the appointment of a new city manager, updated signatures will be required by the banks to ensure continued access and account management. The process for changing signers is typically authorized by the city manager. But since he is unable to appoint himself to that, staff is requesting for you to consider authorizing me to carry out the necessary paperwork to add Kurt Sorensen to the accounts. And so your options are to either approve this resolution authorizing this or to deny resolution 2022.01. And my recommended motion is that you approve it.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026.01 bank account signer changes.
Okay. I have a motion by Woods and a second by Daigle.
Any discussion? Let's vote.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski. Aye. Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Watch, that's about twice.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2026.02, supplemental budget adjustment, staff report, finance director again.
Basically, what I had mentioned in the public hearing, that this is something, just an adjustment to the loan that we knew we had for the Nonpareil water treatment plant, but there was just a change that it didn't get carried forward. So it looked like after 30 years, we were still gonna owe $1 million, and we didn't think that was appropriate. So this is just reflecting the change in that schedule and allowing us to make the additional principal payment.
Hey, do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve resolution 2026.02 supplemental budget adjustment.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second.
I have a motion by Whitaker and a second by Sarnoski.
Any discussion? Vote?
Counselor Daigle,
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski,
Aye.
Counselor Smalley,
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Mayor Sumner,
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under OLCC local government recommendation, Crystal Creek Meats Incorporated, staff report.
Mayor and councilors, Crystal Creek Meats Incorporated on 1280 West Central Avenue would like to start selling local alcohol at their establishment. The OLCC requires the city to review applications and recommend whether a liquor license should be granted or denied. Sutherland Police Department has reviewed the application and provided their recommendation to bring to council. The suggested or your motions are to approve or not approve the OLCC local government recommendation for Crystal Creek Meats Incorporated as presented. The suggested motion is to approve the OLCC local government recommendation for Crystal Creek's Meats Incorporated as presented.
So that's just sell like a 6-pack of beer and they take it with them, there's no drinking on.
Correct. Yeah, it's just
Odd to me, the butcher.
We have local wines and beer in it.
I think it's kind of like the French bread that they're adding, they're kind of just supporting another business.
Sourdough.
Yeah.
Sourdough, yeah. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Smalley and a second by Sarnoski.
Any discussion?
I'm all for helping anything that makes the business better for people in our community.
Me too. I agree. Ready to vote?
Counselor Daigle,
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley,
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Mayor Sumner,
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On the fire training facility contract, staff report.
Mayor, Council, Christy Gilbert, Community Development. So this is in follow-up to the House Bill 5006, Section 33, that authorized the $504,000 to the Sutherland Fire Department to construct a training facility. With that, they've gone out, they collected several quotes, talked to several people. They ultimately received great feedback and information from WHP Training Towers, which is a manufacturer that can meet both of their operational needs and long-term training objectives. And so with that, we're coming to you to approve a bid that was in the amount of, I lost it, $567,612.05. With that, this was one of those sole source companies, and so they provide that 10%, or I guess, 10% discount on materials and 5% discount on labor. And really, it's one of those that will meet we'll have the contract with and will meet the needs of the awarded funds. And we do have the rest, or will be budgeted throughout the next fiscal process by the time that's spent, so. Any questions?
Okay. That's a motion.
Make a motion to approve the fire station training facility contract as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Hamilton and a second by Whitaker.
Any discussion?
I did have a question. They're out of Montana? Was there any other, maybe this is a question for. Kind of with this type of structure, they're probably very specialized in what they do. Are there any other companies that do this type of thing that are more local to our region?
Not that we found. The one, closest one we found was in Arizona. But this company had a better reputation. They did Carlton Valley Fires, which is the largest fire department in the state of Oregon. I contacted them. They were very pleased with it. The other good with this company is they do these panels that we can add and move around to make it bigger. As you know, 20 years, they can change it, and it's for the growth of the department, it will be a better way of going.
I was just curious if there was like a $62,000 fee on there for the transportation.
Yeah, and all of them were,
I was wondering if
I have not found anyone in the state of Oregon.
And wasn't this covered by a grant or something? I can't remember. Right?
Yeah, that's the House Bill 5006. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Vote.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Summer.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Any reports?
Oh, I get, it's already talked? Okay.
You're next.
Or city report.
So excited. There's no reports.
Okay. City manager report.
Oh, now.
You're on.
Mayor and council, thank you for this opportunity, to allow me to continue to serve the city of Sutherland. People, they're all, hey, are you excited? I'm like, that's what I told Sean a while back. I'm like, am I really that excited with it? I'm excited to do the job. I'm excited to work. I'm excited to continue to keep the ball rolling, that the city of Sutherland has rolling currently. First of all, I want to thank Tammy Trowbridge for stepping in as the interim city manager. I think she did a great job, and actually Bo brought this to my attention, and Bo gave me permission to share this email. Tammy doesn't know it's coming, but Bo had sent this email to Tammy. So Tammy, I'm reading the email, sorry. Tammy, I wanted to take a moment to share my appreciation. You excel not only at your own responsibilities, but often step in to support others with theirs. Your commitment to helping the team is evident every day. During your time as pro tem city manager, the transition was seamless because you had already been guiding and assisting us long before you took on the title. I value you as a leader, a coworker, and a friend, and an exceptional person. I'm truly grateful for all you do, and I know the entire office feels the same. The citizens would too if they saw how much you accomplished quietly, simply because it's the right thing to do. It's incredibly admirable that you don't require attention and gratitude for your impactful contributions. Thank you for all that you do for us. So that was all quiet, but
I second that.
and it's true. There have been things just this week, or just last week, sorry, today Monday, feels like Wednesday, that I procrastinate on, and Tammy just all of a sudden something just appears, and so it's pretty cool. So thank you. So just for council business, we do have the League of Oregon Cities conference coming up in April. It's April 23rd and 24th in Pendleton. The staff has been kind of talking about who's going, and we'll reach out to you if you guys want to go. You're welcome. I've been meeting with the department heads individually this week, or started this week with Troy. Took about 2 hours because Troy talked too much, but I'm gonna continue to do that with department heads this week. And then by the end of the month, I would like to meet with counselors and the mayor individually. And I'll have some talking points to create those conversations. Let's see. We do need to start on our council priorities. They expired in 2025. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if we set up workshops. Christy said we do workshops, and I don't even know what a workshop is. So we will have to talk about going forward about creating new council priorities. That's all I had. Thank you.
Yeah, one more thing.
Oh gosh, you're right. Right there. Thanks for reminding me. Hey, 7 o'clock is awful late for me for council meetings. And I just wanted to maybe bring up the conversation about doing them at a different time. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know why we didn't do it a year ago when we talked about it.
I brought it up a year ago as well, and I really support that. My suggestion would be like Mondays at 10. I know that county commissioners do them during the day, and I think that there are a lot of people in our community that have a hard time getting here in the evenings after dark, and maybe could have an easier time getting here during the day. And especially, 7 o'clock at night, it's later in the evening and people are already home, they're getting their kids to bed, they're already in for the night, and it's really hard to come back out. So that would be my suggestion. I love the idea.
Well, sorry to interrupt you. I also like the idea. So personally, I'm always on the side of protecting staff. And I haven't talked to Aaron or Christy or Tammy about this. I do know, for example, that Lindsay doesn't go home after work. So after 5 p.m., she actually ate dinner in her car tonight to be able to be here at 7. I know that Troy, Troy typically starts his day at 6 a.m. And, when you're in uniform, it's hard because you can't, you can't really go anywhere else. So he does not go home until council meetings are over. And so I'm always on the side of what's fair to staff. So that's just me. Plus, it's, I'd be in my pajamas right now.
Well, let's have a pajama party. I think it's a great idea, but how many of the council is available at 10?
Currently, I'm flexible. I'll do whatever you guys
How
want.
about you, Lisa? Do you have kids at that time?
Not in the morning, no.
Oh,
And I could be up.
how about you?
Absolutely.
Is that a push?
Right.
Strict
Yeah, I'm all for it. Larry?
Unanimous.
I'm flexible.
So our next step would be then to have staff bring it for a resolution next meeting.
Do we have that on?
Yeah, just make it happen.
Yes, as far as I know, after I did a little research, hold on. It would have to be brought back as a resolution at our February meeting. Now, I don't know, Chad, could we start it before the resolution, or we would have to go one more meeting at night before we change?
You could do next month at the new time if you wanted to. You just need to set under the council rules, which are enacted by ordinance in the city's code. You have to set the regular meeting place, day, and time by resolution. So to do that for the next month, you would just call it a special meeting instead of your regular meeting, and therefore you could do it at any time as long as you have 24 hours notice. And then at that special meeting, you would basically use that as your regular meeting for February, and you would pass the resolution. So therefore, going forward, all your regular meetings would be at the new time.
Would this still be Mondays?
That would be my recommendation.
I'm good with it.
10 a.m. be good.
How about you guys?
I'm already at work.
How about the,
Huh?
how about the audience?
Devil's advocate here, you eliminate anybody who has a job from showing up. Not that many people show up anyway.
Well, my point is I got, 6 people here, and I think more people might come if it's during the day.
If it's important, they'll find a way to be here. We do.
And it also is it's available for Zoom.
Yeah.
If you can't make it. And there are a lot of people that either have Mondays off or are retired. I think that we might open it up to more people.
You a try?
We can always give it a try, and if we don't, we can always change it.
Yeah.
Yes.
This would be my first meeting. And that would also make it my last. But yeah, that would although I may be able to trick Jack into letting me come in. But yeah. Sweet. Well, it is
Where's the gavel?
sorry.
Okay, so next is council comments. Remember, monthly meeting time is limited. Please ask questions to make statements that are likely to benefit the group. Individual comments and questions that can be handled on a one-on-one basis should be handled outside the meeting. Let's start with Councilor Daigle.
Really? Well, I just want to say, I'm happy we have our new city manager. I'm looking forward to working with you. The other thing I want to talk about is Tammy. You know, when I first moved here. I went over and met Jack and Tammy. And that was before I actually moved here, and I can't believe how helpful and nice they were to me. But I've never seen anybody more enthused about Sutherland and Tammy. She's gone out and promoted us and done things and helped us. I don't know how we do without Tammy. Anyhow, I'm happier with Tammy.
Thank you, Gary.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay.
Tammy's not.
Councilor Shermaski.
Did I embarrass Tammy again? No, oh, good. Oh, question. Did you say there were 3 openings for Parks Committee? Or unfilled openings?
Yeah,
We
because of those.
Okay,
spots
so
expiring.
now they're full.
Correct.
There's not still 3 days. Okay, thank you.
I think we might still have some budget committee.
Clerks is way easier to fill the budget.
It should take very long, it's only a couple of weeks.
Nowhere near is fun though. But other than that, no, I don't mind it.
Councilor Sloan.
I agree. I learned a lot talking to you. And I can't believe Kurt made you cry his first.
I know.
It wasn't the only time. The first and the last.
So glad Kurt's here and I'm glad to have a new meeting time.
Yeah.
To change for everything, so that's all I got.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad you're here, Kurt.
Thanks,
Kurt. I was gonna say, I had a lot of comments from people saying how great our lights look,
Oh, yeah, the trees.
the trees and the lights downtown, so I just wanted to pass that on, especially to you.
They were a lot of work this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. They looked great when they were up.
Yeah.
They were, in the long run, it should be way, way better, hopefully maintenance wise with the new lights.
That's all I have.
Councilor President.
I'm gonna pass today.
Councilor Woods.
I made some notes this time, so I had some things to say. First of all, I had my first ride along for 2026, and it was pretty cool to see our police department in action and how quickly they responded to things. And we were in the car for about 20 minutes and had a call to service and had a call for backup, and it was really nice to see that there was officers that responded very quickly, and they responded and they were just very calm, and I was just really liked to see how the process worked, and it was really nice to see them all working together so cohesively, and it was just a really nice opportunity to see our department working together. So that was really a nice opportunity to see them all work together. And then I got to a tour of the newly designed department, and that looks really, really nice in there. It's not so drab now. It looks really good. So that's nice. And then also congratulations to Captain Woodward on his new promotion, and then also to Sergeant McGarvey, who's not here, and then also our new guy, his name starts with an H.
Hunter.
Yes, yes, Hunter. So looks like the department's getting full, and then also there was another thing that I was going to. I think and then congratulations for our new city manager. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you and just helping our city.
Thank you.
Grow into some wonderful things, so. Exciting times.
Thank you.
That's it.
All right, well, you've had enough tonight. First of all, I'd like to welcome our newest business in town, GPS Restaurant. I ate there, it was pretty good. They're getting their feet wet. A little slow, but they're making it work. So I wish them all the luck. We have a new event coming on the shoulder season. I think it's in April. Comic-Con is coming. And I'm working with also a business or kind of a nonprofit, Raging Rivers, that does what's called a wow truck. And it's kind of a big kid event. They bring in a big semi, and they put together a bump track for little bikes and a big rock climbing wall and a bouncy house and a bunch of other games for kids to get them outside. And they're going to come to 2 events in Sutherland to kind of help bring more families out to our events, the Woodstock and hopefully Comic-Con. So I'm really excited about that because I think it's going to be cool for our families. And what is Comic-Con? Comic-Con, I'm not quite that
It's comics.
it's nerdy, but it's about comics.
Comics
And
games, TV shows, and animation. It's all
Marvel, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. They're gonna have it at the high school and junior high school together.
Yeah, people dress up in different like cosmic characters and.
You might know, right?
Things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that go to them.
They're really big, like in down in California, they're big conventions and people get in costumes and spend lots and lots of money to visit these events.
The
and
big ones in Las Vegas.
They're really big events.
So they're gonna have a 2-day event here.
They're very
interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Usually they have celebrities with TV shows.
Yeah.
Usually it's to sign autographs, and that's what draws in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. And so one of the things that people asked about during my talk with Mayor was they really loved the Christmas decorations during the parade. Their suggestion was, is there a way that we could extend them all the way to the park? Because the parade comes through downtown Sutherland and looks really pretty right in the downtown area. And then when it gets to the end, it just stops, but then the parade continues to the park down to City Hall. And it's just like it goes dark. And so they're wondering if there's a way we could extend some of the lights or decorations a little down further, but.
Christie has plans.
Yes, so even if we don't quite get all the plans going, maybe we could look at some kind of lights next year to extend it.
I don't know, next year, maybe we could put it on council priorities.
Yes, okay, well, that's great. Anyway, that's what I have now, and welcome. Thank you. And last on the list is public comments. Purpose of public comment is to allow citizens to present information regarding items off the agenda. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. And I have one person, Jim Davis. Yay, you finally made it.
It was hard to sit through this, I'm telling you.
I know, I'm really sorry about that.
We're fine.
We all had to do it.
My first experience anyway.
Great, welcome.
Yes.
Can you give your name and your address, please?
Yes, I'm James Davis and my address is 430 North Comstock Road. And my grievance is basically with Public Works. Anyway, my first encounter was Aaron Swan. He did a drive-by having somebody driving. He drove around my little horseshoe driveway looking for an oil spill. And so the state official called him twice. He didn't respond. Finally, he did respond and said he didn't see anything. And that's what the state investigator told me. And of course, he took pictures of the oil. It's actually transmission fluid. And so needless to say, the investigator says when the city fails to live up to the responsibility, you could call the feds, and they have zero tolerance for that. And then another issue with my friend, Mr. Swan, there's, the whole problem was my neighbor's water comes down, and when the city the county built the sidewalk, some reason they built my neighbors like this, coming down this driveway, so the water comes down into my yard, and I asked him to, help me resolve this. And so when I called him the day he was supposed to come over, he had his phone to somebody else. Maybe he was out golfing, because the state investigator said, I know Aaron Swan. You can always find him on the golf course. So I'm figuring that's where he was. He gave his phone. And so anyway, I'm looking like I have to go hire an attorney to sue the city for him to do the responsibility of fixing that. It was a county mistake, and he looked at it and said, yeah, they fouled up a little bit. They didn't put a drain, and he didn't want to deal with it. So I don't think very highly at all. But one more thing, I got a map for the street sweeper. I went to the office at the city and told them they made it 3 times this year. They cleaned the street, and it's right there by the school. And so I got a map, and it says, yeah, they come on, 3rd Friday or something a month. Some reason, last Wednesday, came by and cleaned it. So I guess the schedule don't matter. But he did make it once this year already. And that's it. I'm pretty disappointed with Mr. Swan not, taking his responsibility seriously. Because it is the city's responsibility for maintenance.
Did you
And that's
speak
all I
with the
got.
city manager?
Pardon?
Did you speak with the city manager?
I don't know who that was. I'm telling you.
Well, you would go to City Hall and say, I would like to talk to the city manager.
I was never informed that. I just knew that gentleman there was Public Works, and that's all I know.
What you should probably do is just go to City Hall and ask to speak with the city manager.
Who is that? This gentleman now?
Yeah, that's who you would talk to. And just sit down with them and see if they come to a solution.
So I don't have to go out and look. I can't get an attorney in this town. I've got to go to YouTube.
Have a conversation with the city manager and see what you can come up with.
Yeah, because it's the city's responsibility to fix it, because all
because this is more of a personnel issue, so that's
it's
okay?
but
Yeah,
it's
unfortunately.
all the
That's the time
chemicals
for
comes
it,
off the
so-
guy's roof right into my yard.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you for your time,
thank you.
and I'm happy to leave. See you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, and remember, next meeting will be at 10 a.m. on Monday for special city council for the in February. Yeah, the next scheduled city council for the second Monday in February will be at 10 o'clock a.m. How's that?